Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So I wanted to intro this video really quickly to give you guys a little bit of backstory, because this video is a little bit different from what you're traditionally used to me recording and uploading. Now, first things first, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to also thumbs up this video to let the rest of the world know to come and follow Elite Hair Care USA. Now, my client who's sitting in the chair, which you guys will see in just a moment, I decided to leave the volume on because I wanted you guys to really hear our conversation about her hair and really the situation at hand. Now, when I say about her hair, I mean us talking just as stylist and client, and me trying to educate her on the right things to do with her hair for the second to third time. Now, I will say that in the video, you're gonna probably look at it and say, wow, she could have been a little less with her. But in all honesty, you guys, I'm a very straightforward person, and it's not that I want to be blunt or direct. Sometimes it's required, especially for something that I keep saying over and over and over. And then as a client, we sometimes utilize our flesh and we just want to do what we want to do and then wonder why we can't fix the problems. And this is not in just hair, this is in life, period. I'm guilty of it, you're guilty of it, we're all guilty of it. But in all transparency, I want you guys to really see what can happen or what has been happening for a client who is very concerned about their hair, but really the concern is coming from something that you actually created. So I'm gonna let you guys watch the video. Please watch it till it's the ending of the video for you guys to see the finished result. And of course, you guys will get a little commentary from me here and there. All right, peace and love. You are using a ton of bond builder, and then you're thinking that you're helping your hair when you're hurting your hair. You do not use Olaplex, and I told you that the last appointment, and you still go back and do it. You're not helping your hair. Okay, pros, so I'm at the salon getting my hair done, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of backstory before I proceed into the remainder of the video. So my client who's sitting in the chair, her and I have had this discussion before where she came, she asked a ton of questions, we consulted, we did all those good things about her hair. And I'm one of those people where I feel like if you ask me questions, I'm gonna give you an answer. If you choose to take my foolish advice, you do. If you don't, you don't. But I'm gonna always remind you of something that I've already stated, because I feel like I'm trying to help you more than hurt you. But we are human beings. She did nothing wrong in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to make sure that my client had a better understanding. So I know some of you are gonna say, oh my gosh, you didn't have to say it like that. Listen, I'm straight to the point. I love hard when it comes on to my clients. And I just wanted to clarify that because I know you guys look for any reason to say something negative. But this is all in teaching. This is all out of love, you guys. A love for what I do, a love for my client who's sitting in my chair, a love for hair, period. So to proceed on, we are basically going to take her through the process of what she should be doing at home versus what she shouldn't be doing. You guys are going to hear me talking about different products. Specifically, you guys just heard me mention Olaplex. She wasn't just using one of the Olaplex products. She was overusing a ton of the Olaplex products, which you guys who do know about Olaplex is a strengthening or bond building system. And of course, too much of something can always cause a problem. So I basically educated her on how to use our products to basically do almost the same thing that she's wanting without her overdoing it. Everything should be done in moderation. Everything should be done with care. And this is another reason why I wanted you guys to hear our actual conversation as we were in the salon, to give you a better understanding of what I do when my clients sit in my chair. But I do it in a love way, guys. So please disregard my tone, because that's just me. I'm me, and I'm not gonna change who I am. And I built my brand getting myself to this place. But I want you guys to see the transparency of how I talked with my client. And it really just gave her the education and the knowledge that I'm hoping that she would take with her and do her absolute best with. So we're gonna continue on with the video. You guys, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. And also, just a reminder, starting June 19th is our birthday and Juneteenth sale. Well, all of my digital products are $3.80 and free shipping on June 19th. And then at the end, which is my birthday weekend, starting that Friday, is buy one, get one free on all of our Elite Hair Care products. So let's continue the video. Because right now you're doing a bunch of different things that you shouldn't actually be doing. What are you washing your hair with? Olaplex?
The last time, oh my god, African white, because I realized the shampoo make my hair hard, Olaplex shampoo. So I use African white, coconut, and I forgot what else. Aloe vera.
You was making up your own go. Listen. I'm using a clarifying shampoo. I'm going to use some hair repair shampoo, and I'm going to put a protein on your hair. Okay? And we're going to see how your hair reacts. Because this is a clarifying shampoo. This traditionally can make the hair hard, but do you know that your hair is soft and soft?
Oh yes, I remember I used a hair clarify shampoo the last time I washed my hair.
But your hair is soft and soft when I use my clarifying shampoo. Feel your hair and tell me if it feels hard. Put your hand there. Put your hand. Take your hand. Give me a hand. Touch your hair. Does it feel hard?
Oh wow.
Okay.
So
And this is a clarifying shampoo. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? Because I think that you have the right mindset. You wanna treat your hair, you wanna take care of your hair, right? You want your hair to stay soft, you want it to grow. But you're using,
down to my back.
you want it to
And
go
then-
down to your back.
And then every time I make mistake and then they fall in, so I know I'm not gonna get to the point I want.
No, you can't say that. It's power in words. But we came up with a plan the last appointment, and you're not following through with that plan.
I was out of state, that's why you know my profession. That's why I don't.
Which is understandable, but you can still get the products and take them with you wherever you go, right?
Yeah.
So right now you're using a ton of Olaplex, which is a ton of bond building raw materials that mimic protein. Olaplex is an emergency style product. It is not a everyday use. That is why your hair is rock hard when you do it. That is why your hair is matting when you do it, because you are literally giving it protein, 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 keratin protein, 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 protein. Your hair does not need that much protein. You are fully relaxed. So that is number one. Number two, you do not moisturize by spraying conditioner and water on your hair every 2 days. You are creating an environment for what I would consider as product buildup. When you have product buildup on your, like when product buildup becomes a situation, guess what the hair does, how it reacts. Tell me what you think the hair does to product buildup.
It's gonna get like, you cannot breathe.
Right. And then when something can't breathe, what happens to it? In real life terms, if you can't breathe, what happens? It dies, right?
Yeah.
So you are suffocating and building up a ton of product on your hair thinking that you're moisturizing it when really you're suffocating it. You're creating a layer of unnecessary buildup on the hair, and now that follicle is going to do nothing but shed prematurely. Right? Your relaxed hair, push back into both of you, mama. Relaxed hair does not need daily moisturizer. If you wrap your hair at night, you brush through your hair every day, or you comb your hair down every day, that is number one, stimulating blood flow. Number two, you are teaching your hair to do something. You're training it.
Okay.
If you're not training it and you keep plaiting it up, which is what you've been doing, whether they're big plaits or little plaits, and you leave those plaits in 2-3 days at a time, you're also creating another breeding ground for excessive shedding. Because guess what? You are teaching your hair to stay in one direction, which is a braid, and it doesn't get the opportunity to shed on a daily basis like it's supposed to. Okay? So this is my third shampoo. So I'll go over the shampoos that we use, right? The first one was the clarifying shampoo. Was your hair hard? Did it feel hard? Did it feel matted?
I don't know if it's not. But it doesn't.
I'm gonna go
feel-
through it. Does it feel matted right now?
Oh no.
Okay. So that was the first shampoo. What does clarifying shampoo do? What's the purpose? Cleanses the hair.
Clarify the hair and then
Remove, right?
Remove that.
Correct. So we clarified first. That means that we prepared your hair for us to go through and now put our treatment shampoos in. With your second shampoo, I did what we call a cocktail. You know what a cocktail is?
You put shampoo together.
Correct. I'm mixing something, right? Just like a cocktail at a bar, right?
Yeah.
So I mix the B7 and the Hair Repair and Revive shampoo together, right?
Yeah.
And I use those as your second shampoo. None of what you heard me do so far is protein.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I thought B7 is a protein.
B7 is biotin. It's a strengthener.
Oh, yeah, strengthener.
It is a strengthener. Okay, that's a strengthener. So then on your third shampoo, I use just the Hair Repair and Revive all by itself, right? Because I'm preparing your hair for me to go now and use a protein on it. So I'm still gonna give you a protein treatment, but I don't need to use a protein shampoo before I do a protein treatment. I need to hydrate this hair and make it nice and soft and pliable and prepare it for me to go and make it nice and coarse and rough with a protein. So I'm gonna moisturize at the shampoo bowl, which is what I did just now, right?
Yeah.
Before I put your protein on, because I know that you have an issue with your hair tangling, I'm gonna go with a wide tooth comb. So look, you see this?
Yeah.
A wide tooth comb or even a paddle brush, your choice, okay? Tilt your head up. If you notice, your hair is still in the same direction. Now you have hair here that wants to shed off because it needs to shed off. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, shedding is not a bad thing as long as it's done in the right fashion. So you can have premature shedding from things that you've done, which is what you had done right now, right? And then you can have your traditional shedding, which happens every single day. It's normal for you to have shedding every single day. You also have a lot of relaxer on your ends that need to come off. In between that hair that's not in bad shape. So we'll look at that when we're done. Right? So you see I'm able to comb through your hair. Yes, I'm still kind of I have to still get through it, right? Because I didn't condition you. So your hair is not soft, but you can tell that I can still comb through your hair, right?
Yeah.
Is it matted?
No.
Am I struggling, or am I just kind of just going through it because I just put a shampoo on your hair? Right? So I prepared your hair for me to now go and do a protein treatment to help with that excess shedding that you've been noticing. And then after I do that protein, what do you think I'm gonna do to your hair again?
Hydration?
Hydration, absolutely. Because with protein, you have to go back and rehydrate the hair. Protein is very drying. So when you're sitting here using Olaplex, you're protein. So where are you hydrating this hair and reviving it after? So there's a lot of missed steps that come along with it, right? So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go ahead and do your protein, and then we will rehydrate your hair, and then we will put you to air dry, okay? So the protein that I'm using is our brand, which is the Repair RX. This is a professional strength protein treatment. Okay, I know the last time you did it, you said, oh, I use an egg. Yes, eggs are great protein for your body. Absolutely. Right? But for your hair, you need a little bit more. You can add the egg if you just want to, but that's not gonna give you the protein that you really need for your hair. I'd say more to use that in your body, okay? But you're welcome to add the egg if that's just what you want, but I'd add it on top of this. Cool? All right, so once I put this protein on, where do you think you're gonna go now?
I thought you said don't use dryer for protein.
No, you need the dryer.
Okay.
You need the dryer for your protein because you want the hair, it's gonna dry on the hair.
Plastic.
Right, no plastic, very good. No plastic, okay? So now you're gonna go under the dryer. I'm not gonna mess with the hair anymore. I'm just gonna put you under there with your hair just like this. Okay, so go ahead and go to the dryer. I'm coming. Okay, so your protein is done now. You see how your hair is hard and dry?
Yes.
That's what it's supposed to be. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse it with some warm water. Okay?
Yes.
And you have to rinse the protein really well.
Yeah.
Okay, push back into the bowl for me. There you go. So you always want to use warm water for this. Okay?
Yeah.
No cold water. And also remember, if you wash your hair with cold water, it's also going to sometimes feel very rough.
Okay.
You need to use warm water. You can rinse it with cold water when you condition.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Like after the conditioner?
After your conditioner. Yep. So I want you to feel your hair now with me just rinsing out the protein and tell me how does it feel. Go ahead. Does it still feel super rough?
No.
No, right?
Wow. That's such a big difference.
So that's what I was trying to say. If you just make the little changes that we talk about on every single appointment, you'll see a huge difference in how your hair reacts.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's the products that you're using. If you're using products that are strengthening products but they don't soften the hair, then of course they're going to make the hair hard.
Yeah.
What I use today, and almost all of my products, are traditionally going to leave the hair nice and soft, except for my strengthening products that are made to leave the hair rough, but you have to hydrate.
Yeah.
All right. So once I rinse out your protein, you see I'm not roughing up your hair. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
You see that I'm not roughing up your hair. I'm literally just rinsing it and pulling through with my hands. I'm not trying to comb through it because I can't. But I just want to keep it in the same direction. So when you're washing your hair in the sink with your head down, it's the same concept. You're not going to be roughing it up when you do it.
Oh.
All right. So for me to hydrate, I'm going to use the Moist Me 24 karat mask. This is a moisturizing mask. Okay? So I'm going to take about that much. And then I'm going to rub it all over the hair. And really, it's the ends that you definitely want to get into because that is where the roughness usually comes from. It's not the roots. So you start at the ends and then you work your way in. Okay?
Yeah.
And then at this point is when I'm going to take my wide tooth comb again. Tilt up just a little bit for me. And I'm going to start at the ends and I'm going to work my way up and I'm going to detangle you again. Now remember, you just did a protein. So yes, the hair is going to be a little more firm than when you started because that is the job of a protein. Now if you're doing this, and this is a telltale sign that you might need to go under the dryer, if you are detangling your hair, right? And you notice that it's just super hard or it's just not soft enough for your liking, you put on a processing cap and you go under the dryer for about 5 to 10 minutes to allow heat to open the cuticle so that the mask can really absorb in the hair, and it will also help to soften the hair with heat. But as you can tell, I can still comb through it. But I'm not being rough. I'm just kind of raking over just to get any little knots out, and then I'll go back in. You see the difference? Now, if you see that you have some tangling up here, like where I am right now, I'm gonna go back to the ends, and then I'm gonna work my way up. Because the tangling it starts from here because you're trying to rake or comb through hair that is somewhat tangled down here. So if you start at the end and then work your way back up the shaft, you'll notice that the tangling comes out super easy. And you don't lose as much hair because you're not trying to drag through tangled hair. Now you were gonna ask me a question, but you didn't actually get to ask me. What was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is my hair under processed or over processed?
You have some areas that might be under processed.
Like the back of my is like completely natural.
I wouldn't say that it's completely natural. Stop associating your texture with it being natural. Some people just have more texture than others. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because that's like my hair. I'm fully relaxed. I've been relaxed all my life. But my hair is curly. So does that mean that I'm not relaxed?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's still, I'm still relaxed.
Yeah.
Relaxer is still present, but I just have a curlier texture of hair. So stop associating the texture with it not being relaxed because it's not bone straight. Relaxed hair doesn't have to be bone straight. It needs to be pliable. It needs to have elasticity. It needs to be more relaxed, meaning it doesn't have a super curl pattern. And then you see what I'm doing here, where I'm just kind of going through each area and just kind of working my way through. Where if you have a little tangling in an area, because remember the roots are laying on top of each other, then you just go in there with your comb and you do the same thing. You just gotta have patience with it. Now, is my detangle process as complicated as yours? Like when you go to detangle your hair and you're like, oh, it's super matted, it's tangled. Is it like this or is it worse? I think it's just a change in technique. That'll definitely do it. And also stop braiding this hair up every day. You are not natural. You are teaching your hair to tangle. Now for a little area like this where there might be a little gnat, take a smaller tooth comb. You're gonna do the same thing, work your way from the ends and then work your way up. And usually, I'm gonna tell you the place that gets tangled the most, if you sleep on the back of your head or wherever you sleep, that area tangles the most. Because you're doing this on your pillow all night. Which is why I say if you wrap your hair, you don't leave it susceptible to it tangling because it's not just laying there with your roots exposed. So we're gonna go ahead and rinse you. Come on back. We're gonna use cool water or cold water. You can say either or. Okay? And I'm not gonna rough the hair up at all. I'm just gonna use my hands and just go through the hair in the same direction that it's laying. And you wanna make sure that you rinse out all the conditioner. Don't leave any behind. And if you condition your hair, you should not leave the conditioner in overnight with a processing cap and go to bed. That's not deep conditioning, that's product buildup. The hair is only gonna condition for but so long. So do your 15 to 30 minutes and rinse that baby out. Come back from it, please. Come back from it, please. Come back. I can hold your head for you. Right. You're gonna sit up for me. So at this point, you're gonna towel dry. Okay? So you'll towel dry your hair. It doesn't need to be super dry. You just want to towel dry it. And then you're gonna now spray on an actual leave-in conditioner. Okay, not just a conditioner that you mix with water. There's a difference between the two. So we're gonna spray on. This is the Hydra Strength 2.0. So this is a strengthening leave-in conditioner, but it also has that hydration factor in it too. And then I'm gonna take my wide tooth comb again. And at this point, I'm just gonna comb the hair down in the direction that I plan on blow drying it and styling it. So then when I go under the dryer, let's say it was my hair. So when I go under the dryer now, my hair is already air drying in the direction that I want to go and blow dry and style it, right? So I'm making the work less for myself from the beginning. Now, if you're afraid of it tangling because of the texture, you can split it in two, just like I'm doing right now. Take your wide tooth comb, split it in two, detangle as you go, and then you can just rope twist both sections, right? So you just take one and just rope twist it, and this will also eliminate any excess tangling that you might experience while it's drying. And then when you're under the dryer, you don't want to keep moving your hands through your hair. Just let your hair air dry. When it's time for you to blow dry, you're gonna notice that it's gonna be so simple. Just like that. So now when I put you under the dryer and I go to blow dry you, seamless. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and go to the dryer. You're gonna sit back in the same chair that you were in.
Yeah.
I'll be there in just a moment. So now that we have completed her protein treatment, I put her under the dryer to air dry. I'm just using our Platinum Turbo Blow Dryer to go ahead and get her hair a little bit straighter, of course, and then to also complete the drying process. Now, in the midst of me blow drying her, she did have a couple of tangles kind of at the root area around her nape. So at that point, when I noticed that the tangles were just a little bit too much for the blow dryer, I did stop blow drying her, which she was dry anyway, and then I just used a finer tooth comb to remove a couple of those tangles. Now, I'm sure you're saying, so why is her hair tangling like that? Well, number one, her hair is so used to being braided up all the time that is exactly what it did in the shampoo bowl. And I tell you guys this all the time, that the hair has a memory of its own. It has a mind of its own. If you continue to do something to it that it is getting used to, it's going to always remember that until you change that pattern. So you want to get yourself out of the habit of creating permanent styles when it comes onto like braids and twists and all of that good stuff, and really just focus on, especially if you're relaxed, wrapping your hair at night, getting your hair trained, getting your hair used to the fact that you're not going to be hot combing it or flat ironing it all the time. Like, you don't want to use the flat iron as your everyday tool. And while as a retailer, yes, I sell flat irons, I sell tools, I don't sell tools for you to go through and create more damage to your hair. So I'm a firm believer that wrapping your hair is extremely important. I'm also a firm believer that utilizing the right products at the right time is extremely important, which is why I always tell you guys to listen to your hair, and your hair will tell you what it needs. Watch your hair. Pay attention to how your hair reacts. It's not going to be the same treatment every single wash day. It's not going to be the same shampoo every single wash day. As you guys can tell, I use different shampoos for different situations for every type of client. Now, from here, I did not give her a relaxer, you guys. But as you guys can tell, her hair is nice and silky. It's nice and straight, but she still has some texture, which is what I was trying to explain to her at the shampoo bowl as well, that not every relaxer is gonna be bone straight. All hair textures are different. They come in different shapes, different sizes. And of course, with her hair, she just has more texture to her hair than she does silkiness. So if I was to compare her hair to a weave, her hair would be more of a yaki straight, which there's nothing wrong with that. She just actually holds a lot. Her hair holds better density than most. It's gonna hold a curl better than most. It's just gonna react a lot better than those who are fine textured like myself. It's gonna hold that volume as long as she maintains it and keeps it nice and healthy. So to end this process, I just gave her some loose curls and then I wrapped her hair for her to be able to go home because it was raining outside. But in this video, I wanted you guys just to really get an idea of what happens to the hair and what can happen to the hair if you just do too much too often. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of you might be saying, oh my gosh, she is this and she is that. Here's what I'm gonna tell you, get over it. I love you guys, I love hair. I love all things hair care, which is the reason why all of my clients have traditionally thrived after just taking some of my advice and also just taking their hair care back into their own hands. I'm a firm believer that yes, you entrust your stylist to take care of your hair, but we only see you one time every couple weeks. Your hair sees you every single day. So remember that when you're trying to create your regimens, and don't forget to shop our birthday sale starting June 19th, which is next week. Bye.